Hey guys, how's it going? Isaac from Team Doglong here. We also have team member Ryan Nelson with us today.
Hello, it's me, Nelson, from Team Doglong. What's up? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy.
We'll be discussing how the upcoming set Raging Tempest and partially Fusion Enforcers will impact the meta for February, with some small discussion on the next set and such. I'm sure all of you know that we have the upcoming engine Zodiac being released. This has been pretty, I guess, well documented in OCG, as it's gotten to a point where it tops like 90% of the time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, everyone at this point should know what the engine does and what it means for like the entire game. And so yeah, there's really no excuse. If you don't know, you probably should know now. I'd recommend getting on that immediately.
Yeah, and the engine
or else you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, and the engine consists of like either it can consist of like as little as like just 3 Rat and 3 Barrage in the Exceeds, or it can consist of like 3 Rats, a Viper, or 3 Vipers, Barrage, and that sort of stuff. It just depends on how you want to run it.
I would think simply, you just have to think of a Zodiac engine or a Zodiac play. It gives you like a free rank 4, gives you a Dryden, which is like a cool interaction monster, and it gives you like a search for any Beast Warrior in the game. So it gives you like a lot of advantage, but it's like a lot of just generic advantage. So like rank 4s can like go from anywhere from Kagazuchi to Emerald, and you know Beast Warriors can go anywhere from Pendulums, Scales to Fire Fist monsters. So you can kind of see how it works in everything. It only really lacks attack power, which is why you kind of get that Kaiju variant being, you know, prominent, because it gives you that like big monsters to attack over with.
Yeah, and that's why it's so popular in OCG, because it can also it kind of lacks like Ryan said, power, and you can't really kill your opponent unless you have those big 3.3k beaters. So.
Yeah, because it's really obscure, because you need to like normal summon Thoroughblades, have like all 3 whip tails and like a strong rank 4. I don't even think that's enough. I guess with Samurai it is, but pretty much you have to have a lot of whip tails, and you have to have a Thoroughblade somewhere just so you can build up the damage. Kaijus just give you that a lot easier.
Yeah, and then for the Wind Witches, I believe this is a pretty important engine as well to be like, I guess, be up to date with. It creates a pretty insane card, which is Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is one card that can't be killed by card effects.
Crystal Wing.
Yeah. So that's like, doesn't lose to Slumber, which is really important. Doesn't lose to Dark Hole, doesn't lose to Regeki. It does lose to Lightning, obviously, but this card's like absurd combined with the Wind Witches.
Yeah. And it just, the synergy with the invoked archetype is really hard, because then you have the Crystal Wing backed up with the Raideen, I think it is, the quick play Book of Moon boss monster. That's the key one to look out for in that deck as well. Pretty much, yeah. Eidolon, they make the big floodgatey kind of monsters, more so than other things. I mean, Invoked do. They have, Merkaba, which is discard anything to negate equivalent. They got Raideen, the
like
Book of Moon thing.
Ultimate Providence, right?
Ultimate Providence. Yeah. So yeah, essentially it's really consistent to do this. It's like Shadows, but you can immediately always take your fusion cards, use your opponent's stuff. So it's kind of seen as like the anti-meta to Zodiac. But then of course, if you think about, if you're just making all these big boss monsters, the Zodiac Kaiju variant will obviously like have a big advantage over you, because they can just, remove that monster with such relative ease. And again, board wipes is really prevalent as well, especially in TCG with the double Dark Hole Raigeki, which I'm not really sure how that's going to go yet. But I think it's going to be just a lot of mass removal, so it'll make the Zodiac Mirror like pretty interesting. That's my genuine thought at the moment anyway.
Yeah. And I believe Invoke's pretty easy to splash into like almost any deck, honestly, as it provides, as long as the meta suits it. I believe this engine is probably something that can be relevant for a long time.
Yeah, it's kind of like if Konami do hit Zodiac eventually, they will. Like definitely, the invoked deck would rise up out of it, like 100%. And like if they leave terraforming intact, especially because the field magic's pretty insane.
Yeah, it's a tanky, and it essentially gives it a super poly to an extent as well. It's
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts. And then we have Spirals and Subterrors as well. I have no opinion on this. I think they're all just terrible, all these cards. Except for
Yeah,
Spirals.
unfortunately, yeah, they've been given a short end. Like, I saw a pretty cute like Metal Foe Spiral deck like a couple of days ago that can pendulum summon the Spire Gal, but I mean, then you're just trying a bit too hard. I think better off playing other cards. And like Subterra is just
It doesn't have.
It
doesn't have the problem.
You still need.
Start you off.
You still need like the ritual monster. And you still need like Metal Foes just to like add extra stuff.
Yeah.
Onto that, and like inherently being a flip effect deck, and unless it has crazy support, it'd be very hard to make it work, I think.
Yeah. And then we also have Lawn Mowing Next Door, which has been renamed to, I think, The Grass is Greener, I believe.
Yeah, that grass looks greener, I think it is.
Yeah. This card is pretty nuts,
Yeah.
but it does have the problem that if it's good, then it's not good, because then everyone's playing it, and then you can't actually resolve it for very many cards.
Yeah, then you have a dead... That grass looks greener. Or I mean, like, you could be playing an Infinite Mirror, and you could maybe have like a charge, and then like a ride in, and then like Monster Gate, right? And then your opponent has the grass that looks greener, and it's just like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's that Dark World kind of thing. It's, you don't want a card destruction in your opponent's hand of Dark World monsters. It's kind of like that. It kind of beats itself. Like, it's really powerful, and it's nuts and absurd and all those kind of things, but the more people play it, the less strong it gets. And I noticed a lot in OCG as well, like the artifact variants of the Invoke deck. They would play a lot of Lancia as well, so like Lancia as a hand trap, which completely floodgates like any Infinite engine. So
yeah,
that's also pretty. That can easily be adapted to our meta as well.
Yeah, I believe Lancia also does kind of hurt Invoked to a small extent, I believe, as well, as it can kind of cut off some of the players banishing from the bin.
Yeah,
that's not too important, I guess. And then we also have Foolish Burial with Belongings, which is renamed to Foolish Burial with Goods, which is a weird name.
Yeah.
But I think this card's quite good. It does bring a lot of consistency back to Monarch, and I hear Fluffles is good with this card as well, but I've never played Fluffles.
Yeah,
so really
I've never seen that, but I heard that as well. Like, it'll be nuts. It'll be nuts one day.
Yeah, I believe
this card will be really good one day.
Yeah, I can
like,
see
who
this
knows?
card getting the same Foolish Burial treatment, getting limited, definitely.
Yeah, who knows? They make the next Zodiac archetype, and it's it's like Paleozoics. They're all like continuous, like spell and trap monsters, for example. Who knows? Like shit like that. You can never tell.
Yeah. And then we do have the True King in this set. It was renamed to Lithogim or something like that, but it's previously Lithosazim. This card is actually quite good. I think this one's probably the second best True King.
Yeah, he's really good.
As he just summons one from grave, and his on summon effect is actually quite relevant.
Yeah, if your opponent's only playing a small Zodiac engine in their deck, like that card completely cripples it.
Yeah, and
I think you can pop like Invoker and like another Zodiac monster, and you can summon it, right, and then get its effect.
There wasn't
so that's pretty cool.
Me and Ryan have also experimented with the deck that top the first week it was legal. You play like Ram Rabinas and stuff, and I played this with the Water King. That was really a cool deck. It actually wins the mirror match really hard because it just banishes all your opponent's Zodiac cards and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It was just a really cool deck. So, and then
that card you gotta keep an eye out for, like the extra deck banish stuff. Pretty crazy.
And then something that I am very excited for. I can't say for anyone else, especially for Ryan, but the Symphonic Warrior cards. These came out, I believe, in Japan almost like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, a very long time ago.
They haven't actually done anything since, but I think the engine's really cool as they actually provide a lot of toolboxy effects. As the Pendulum one here, Katars can summon out like multiple low-level tuners. You can actually summon like a Seraphinite to an extent. Like, gives you an extra normal summon. It's actually pretty insane. It's also a machine, so if your deck can go into it, you can make Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, like I recognize the power of the engine. It just hasn't seen any play at all in Japan, so maybe it's like severely power creeped, but it's it's that cool kind of engine that you can splash into things. I'm sure you can play like some Speedroid Windwitch Symphonic Warrior deck, that does a lot of wind synchro summons, and like machine monsters. That's what I heard anyway.
Yeah, I've
But
heard
again, that's
ABC will be
yeah.
okay with this as well, because you can summon a level 4 machine from deck and you can make like...
That is
Dragon.
true, yeah.
And something that's what's really cool about the tuners, there is one, I think it's this one. Yeah, Piano. Yeah, you can basically change Symphonic Warriors to become like worms, so it can to an extent make like Baxter generic, but that's really cute and probably won't ever happen. But that's actually a pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
possibility.
it's important though that we have the symphonic cards though. It's pretty, like it's really poor on Konami to have like such a good like engine away for so long.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's really nice to have. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, the field spell unfortunately is not very good, but that's whatever. And we also have a new archetype. I think this is the only one in the new set. The Shino Bird one. As previously Esperant.
Yeah, it does some cool stuff with emergency ritual art, I think.
Urgent ritual art.
It does urgent ritual art. The trap card, like ritual summon, because you can bounce everything during your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
I think that's what I remember the most out of that deck, and like Icarus attack, because you spawn a lot of free tokens. But other than that, yeah, it's nowhere on like Necros level, nowhere on other ritual deck level.
Yeah,
it's definitely a nice and cool rogue deck because there's plenty of support for ritual cards, so that's always nice.
Yeah, I think it just has a problem that it's just not very consistent. It's the only real problem I believe with the deck. It just doesn't have the power plays it needs to be able to do anything, and it runs out of the ritual spell quite quickly.
It does.
And then I think that's it for like the themed cards in this set. And then we have there's a few cards I like to talk about. We have 2 trap cards in the set that I think are really cool. We have Bewildering Wind. This got renamed to something. I can't remember what though.
Is that the effect negation one?
Yeah, this one hits a face-up special summon a monster on the field, and then it's a pseudo breakthrough skill where if they summon a monster from the extra deck, you can just set it.
Yeah.
I think this card's really cool.
It's definitely pretty good. It banishes, right, when it leaves again.
Yeah, when it leaves the field. Yeah.
You can play it in like any Omega spam deck then, like just automatically.
And then we also have another like a virus card that hits everything with 1500 or less defense. So this card actually is pretty cool. It hits a lot of it hits like the entire Zodiac engine. I'm pretty sure like literally every single card except for Ram.
You can play like a favorite of mine, which is like a trap heavy Dark Lord deck. So if you just win dice rolls, you can just always virus people. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and also you can chip it off.
Not a reliable strategy, but it's a cool one.
Yeah, you can also chip it off like I think DDD cards as well. I think you can chip it off D-Arc and Goose King. I think they're both enough.
Yeah,
I guess it's unfortunately a little bit short, but that's a pretty good card. We also have the Infernoid card. This one is also quite good. This is a
it's
someone's three deck. It's searchable as well, which is pretty crazy. So it's a send one void spell and trap card from your hand or face up from your field to the graveyard, except a null and void. Special summon up to 3 Infernoid monsters from your deck whose total levels equal 8, ignoring the summoning conditions. So this card is like pretty insane.
Yeah, so what I saw them doing most often was they would summon the level 6 with 2 Decatrons, and then you send Ononku and Deviati.
And you get 2 negates
so you can 2 negates out of a trap, and plenty of fuel, which is really good. And like Void Vanishment searches it, and you can use Void Vanishment off the field as a cost. So yeah, it's a really nice balance. Like the Infernoid deck in general has a pretty nice balance of cards because you can use Void Vanishment to search the Void Dream to like go aggressive and fusion summon, or you can get the Void Feast to set up for your next turn. So I really like Infernoid as like a cool rogue deck.
Yeah, I think Infernoid is probably like it
probably
consistently
second or third best.
Yeah, I think it consistently stole tops in OCG most of the time, right? It was always 1 and 2 in the top 8 spots.
Yeah, it's always it's very consistently good.
Yeah, and also we do get the most broken card of 2016 according to Konami, the Sea Monster of Thesis. I think this card is actually really underrated. It being a zombie and a tuner, it like creates some pretty cool things with like Mizuki and stuff.
Yeah, I'm confident you can do like some crazy Shiranui zombies synchro deck.
Yeah, like Lawn Mowing. Like Lawn Mowing has so many variants. You have like Light Sworn, Infernoid, you have zombies.
Yeah, Lawn Mowing zombie synchro.
Crazy.
It's definitely got potential. Definitely does, because you can revive it back off Book of Life and of Mizuki, and it makes pretty good cards like Zolkin and the level 9 Vermilion Dragon Mech. Yeah, that card's pretty sweet
that card is really cool, I think. overall, I think this set's really solid. There's a lot of good cards in it.
Yeah, it's super good.
So
But I mean, obviously the Zodiac deck is, what everyone should be focusing on. Like the engine in general and how it like splices into different things, because OCG, they were playing like Zodiac Metal Foe, Zodiac Infernoid, Zodiac Invoked. Like they were playing everything has Zodiac in it. So I mean, it's just really how you can incorporate the engine into the deck. Like obviously, the pure variant or the Kaiju variant is the strongest. Where like the Kaiju variant, you're better off at OTKing and breaking fields, but the pure variant, you're better off with like your heaps of traps and just controlling people out of the game. Yeah. So it's really will go to show in TCG like which one's better, because in theory we don't have Feather Duster, we don't have like insane back row killers, so a trap heavy versions may be super strong, but we have more board wipes, so maybe like aggressive versions might be strong. So it'll really be interesting to see how the meta like formulates over the next couple of YCSs, because that'll also like dictates tech cards, as we see from like OCG. Like they play Nightbeam and My Body is a Shield, and Book of Moons, Starlight Roads. So what people play at our YCSs and our events, we'll be able to dictate like which cards we can and we can't main deck. So I think that'll be really cool. I'm really looking forward to that in the Zodiac meta.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Zodiac as well. I believe there's like a lot of controversy surrounding it. Like everyone thinks that it's a mistake and Konami has like completely ruined the game with it. But I think the engine is overall like quite healthy for the game, where it's not like every single deck can play it.
Yeah.
So
it makes some good interactive monsters, because like stuff like Whiptail and Dryden, they're very like interactive kind of monsters. But like past format was summon Toads, summon Infinities, summon Buster Drakes. It's not very interactive. It's the power level of his cards is just like obscene compared to like a single Dryden. So I mean, I think it'd be refreshing to me, especially, to be able to use cards like Dark Hole and Tarantula and Compulse again, to their fullest effect.
Yeah, and they actually like get value out of them, out of opposed to like them just floating 10 cards out of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be so like stupid, and like I think there will be a decent amount of skill involved. Like obviously, some cases with Dimensional Barrier, you can't really help that, or your opponent just having like 5 hand traps. But I mean, there'll be more interaction than like the previous format, for example. I think you have more control over like how the mirror matches play out, how the games play out, than what we just came out of nothing really works, everything's super strong going first.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that covers most of right. So for a defined tier list, would we say like obviously Zodiac variants tier 1?
Yeah,
the more
Zodiac variants tier 1, and then like a close tier 2s. Like tier 2s would be like Metal Foe Zoo, Infernoid, Invoked, and then I mean we have Minervas and Instant Fusion. Like depending where they like, if you have a ban list or not, where they leave Instant Fusion, like.
Well, my prediction is that Instant Fusion will go untouched due to the Thesis, and then Norden will hit them.
Yeah, Norden. Yeah, I hope so. I'm pretty sure like Degenerate Synchro deck could be prominent as well.
Well, yeah, I depending on if they hit Level Leader or not and they give that the treatment, all I think is just Omega needs to be hit, and Level Leader, and like Kira and Emptiness. Yeah. All those sort of cards just need to
I don't like Omega, and I'm worried if they don't ban it, because like the zombie tuner is kind of indicating that abuse me please with Omega and Beast of the Pharaoh, like kind of just saying like please abuse me. So
I believe there's a deck
that
topped with the Beast of the Pharaoh card. They made like Omega.
Is it level 3? It's level 3 or level 3? Yeah, it's level 3, so it synchros really well, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's like nuts. Yeah, so definitely, Light Swarm might be good, but we don't have the Bujin Pendulum monster to turn Kakuzuchi into other things, so
yeah, I think that's something that's really important.
Not be as good.
Because I think
Hiruko? Yeah, Hiruko.
It just needs to be like, that is one of the cards we think we should be getting soon, I think, as well, because I think they're slowly transitioning all those sort of cards that haven't gotten into our main sets.
And we have like some weird set announced, right? there was like some weird set announced.
I don't think
I'm not
so.
sure what it was.
I'm not 100%
I can't remember.
sure either.
Maybe I'm thinking of an OCG thing. But yeah, hopefully we get that kind of stuff, like instead of a gold series or like with our gold series. Like I really hope so. They need to import so much stuff.
Alright. Anyway, thank you for watching. If we did miss any cards that you'd like us to cover, just leave a comment down below and we'll get to you if we can. Remember, if you did enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe if you'd liked it, and for upcoming content. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more Team Doglong content.